Alright, so tomorrow is the day for Chapter 6, Season 3, the Star Wars season. I can't wait. And to celebrate this day, they released us the cinematic trailer. I think it's copyrighted, so I'm just going to do my full breakdown on it. I'm not going to actually play it without me talking over it because, like I said, I think it's copyrighted. Now, in addition, they already put out a blog with all the patch notes, so I'll do a video on that as well. And there's quite a few things to discuss in that, so I can't wait. So let's get right into the trailer breakdown. So we start with this aerial view of the starry sky, and then we slowly pan down to the new Season 3 map. And here comes the battle bus. So we saw this teaser before. It's trying to rapidly escape some attacks from some TIE fighters, among other ships. And then we've got Doggo manning the machine gun turret, apparently mounted on the battle bus. He happens to shoot a TIE fighter down, which is pretty sweet. And then more of the fleet arrives through what appears to be a galactic rift of sorts over there. And then we pan to two of our heroes from this season looking up in the sky. Now we got some stormtroopers mobilizing over here. And look who comes off the ship. That's the AWR trooper, or the Death Trooper. And then we've got Darth Evie. Holy smokes, does she look amazing. She even has the red lightsaber. She comes lunging off of the ship. And then we get the Wookiee team leader doing the ferocious battle cry. And we've got some X-Wings in the background. You can see there are definitely players on top. I believe 4 players can get into one of those. You can also fly the TIE fighters as well, though I doubt 4 people can get on that. So this is going to be amazing just for this right here. You can see them soaring through the sky. I think this aspect is going to make this season one of the best ones we've had yet. And we've got Luke flying one of these, of course. You can see the backwards aerial view here. It looks amazing. Look, it's like an all-out galactic battle. I love it. We got Jonesy rounding the corner with a blaster in his hand, and then he stops and looks absolutely shocked, and then he backpedals a minute, but what is he running from? He retreats to Peely, and look on the back of Peely's back. It looks like a Cuddle Team Leader C-3PO. So then they both turn and hightail it out of there, but who are they running from, or what are they running from? It looks like a horde of stormtroopers with Marshmallow? Is he a bad guy? And Panda Team Leader back there? What the heck? And then we got Samurai Darth Vader in front of all the troopers down there. He looks phenomenal. He was an item shop skin, of course, so you can still purchase him if he comes back. Then we got Mace Windu and General Grievous in the background. I only see one lightsaber on him, though. And Mace Windu, of course, has his coveted purple lightsaber. He turns around and says, "Not today, big fella. You want to fight me? Let's go." So then we got the Flying Mandalorian Brigade coming in. They all have the awesome jetpacks on. And then they touch down at Mos Eisley here, and a gunfight ensues. I like how they put one of the bird skins in there too. And then a trooper gets blasted through the door, and it's Mando standing in the doorway. Looking absolutely phenomenal there. Looks up at the cantina. They all turn around and are like, "What the heck is this Mickey Mouse bull squash?" And they're like, okay, piece of candy. And they get back to their business. And then we got the Death Star blueprints in the background, plotting to apparently blow up our island. You can see none other than Emperor Palpatine himself, plotting our demise, I guess. He does the mischievous grin. And then we got the good version of Evie there, fighting none other than Darth Jar Jar Binks. They clash lightsabers, red v blue. An epic battle here, and she does the force push on him. Buffeted by that, drops his lightsaber, turns around and looks up, and he says, "How wooed." I can't believe he said that. And then he blasts her with the Force Lightning. And then we go straight to the title card, Fortnite Star Wars Galactic Battle Royale. And then we've got the key art that we've seen multiple times. This is the one that was leaked quite early, but that's not all. We've got a little end credits here. The Death Star's in the background. We got Fishstick gliding down with the brand new Victory Royale umbrella. He's all smiles and sunshine until he sees the green hue of the Death Star powering up, and then his look of excitement turns to utter horror as we fade to black. Talk about a tremendous cinematic trailer. So that doesn't really show us much of the actual gameplay, but there's a few things in this season I'm truly excited for. Obviously, the abilities like Force Push and Force Lightning. We've been waiting for Force Lightning forever. Every time we get these Jedi abilities, we never have the lightning. This time, however, we 100% will get it. I don't know how strong it's going to be, but it should be pretty sweet. Now, throughout the trailer, a lot of people had different blasters and non-lightsaber weapons, and all of these are going to be in the game. There's the DL-44 blaster pistol, the CR2 blaster, which is like an SMG. There's a long-range blaster rifle. There's the E11 and the F11 blasters. Tons and tons of weapons. I'll cover all these in the patch notes though. But in my opinion, the greatest thing about this season is being able to fly the Imperial TIE Fighter and the X-Wing. I don't know how these are going to work, but this will definitely make or break this season. It's going to be so fun to fly around in a TIE Fighter or an X-Wing. I can't wait. I was a huge fan of planes back in Chapter 1, Season 7. That was when they were at their all-time peak. Likewise, I did like the helicopters when they came out, and I liked the UFOs. So pretty much any flying vehicle that can shoot was always one of the highlights for me. So to have a season with 2 flying vehicles like this, assuming they both can shoot, it's going to be amazing. Can you imagine someone just dive bombing you with a TIE Fighter, and then X-Wings coming up to try and fight back? It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. So there you go, that was the cinematic reveal trailer. It looks amazing. And I'm not even the biggest Star Wars fan. I'm sure some of you are way more hyped than me if you're truly a Star Wars fanatic. And if you hate Star Wars, just remember, this is only a month long, so you don't have to endure it that long. But like I said, the patch notes are already released. I'm working on that video next, so stay tuned. There you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like is always appreciated. And please consider using a Support-A-Creator Code, especially tomorrow, because that's when you get your Battle Pass. If you want to use mine, it's tabortime, TABORTIME. All the funds that I get from my Support-A-Creator Code go to my daughter's disability. She has spina bifida myelomeningocele, a lifelong disability. She's almost had 30 major surgeries in her life already. I haven't even had one. But that's where my earnings go. If you want to help support my daughter, please consider using code tabortime.